As the European Union struggle to keep their unity after Brexit, the Spanish government have started a new fight with the EU Commission over their need to have more Brits in their country. Welcome back to the show. Do you guys remember after the 2016 EU referendum, which is on the one hand, it feels like yesterday, but on the other hand, it feels like it was like half a century ago. So much has happened. They said that Brexit Britain will be isolated. Nobody wants to do business with us. Nobody would want us to go to their countries, and they don't want to come here. Well, none of that happened. In fact, what we are now seeing is the Spanish government having a bit of a battle with the EU Commission because countries inside the EU don't have their own actual sovereignty. They can't make up their own decisions and policies. They have to go and ask Ursula von der Leyen and her cabal for permission if they want to do something. So the Spanish government have to go to the EU Commission to say, guys, can we have a chat? Can we actually get more Brits to come to Spain on tourism? And can we get them to stay longer than 90 days? This is actually, they need it. There are certain areas in Spain, especially islands that they have, that they definitely could do with some more economic growth from British tourism. This is actually according to the Secretary of State for Tourism from the Spanish government, who's basically trying to say it is in the interest of Spain to get rid of the 90-day rule. But unfortunately, this is not something Spain has established by itself or can get rid of it. It is true that after Brexit, some problems have emerged and people wanting to stay longer. Now, this is the whole problem because they say it is in our interest to lobby and convince the EU. We can try to work an exception with them when it comes to the Brits and the tourists. But the solution must come from them. I mean, you have your own country, you have your own government, but you can't do anything about it. He also added that the country has invested 200 million euros in the sun and sea destinations to further boost the Spanish economy. These economies are now fully based on tourism because there's a lot of issues with the industries, lack of industries and certain sectors. So if they don't have the Brits and the Germans to go to Spain every summer, then the whole economy could collapse slowly. And this is what they need. And at the same time, they can't make their own decisions because they have to listen to the European Union. I mean, we have our own problems after Brexit because, government is just, every government that we've had, it's been chaotic. And we're still tied to some EU rules. We know that. But at least we're not completely in the EU. Imagine if you have to be like the Spanish government and go beg Ursula von der Leyen to make a policy about your own country. It's not normal. It's absolutely not normal. And people like Nigel Farage have been fighting for this for 20, 30 years. And especially imagine if you were back then in the 90s talking about this. Everyone used to call you, wow, you're just a nutter. What are you talking about? This is the new world. Well, the new world is a bit of a backlash, guys, because globalization has gone too far and too fast. And we have to go back to national sovereignties. For a little bit at least, right? Let me know your thoughts. We're going to come back and talk to you guys about Suella Braverman. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Tousi and we are the media.